Hello, I'm Sebastian. Welcome to 9 Nar Trees podcast. Today, I will summarize and review the book. ADHD Time Management Toolkit for Adults by Sophia positions itself as a practical, exercise-driven guide for adults who feel chronically behind, distracted, or overwhelmed by everyday demands. Rather than treating time management as a matter of willpower, the book frames it as a set of learnable systems that can be adapted to the way an ADHD brain typically handles attention, motivation, and follow-through. The central promise is hands-on, 13 structured exercises with step-by-step strategies to help readers plan realistic days, protect focus, and finish more of what matters. It emphasizes small, repeatable actions over perfect routines, making it approachable for people who have tried planners, apps, or strict schedules and found they did not stick. By focusing on practical setups, prioritization, and friction reduction, the book aims to convert abstract productivity advice into concrete behaviors. The result is a toolkit-style experience meant to be revisited, customized, and used during high-stress periods. I will give you key takeaways from this book. Firstly, building a realistic daily plan that your brain will follow. A major theme is the shift from ideal schedules to workable plans that account for fluctuating attention, energy, and interruptions. For many adults with ADHD, planning fails when it assumes consistent motivation or when it overpacks the day. The book's exercise-based approach encourages starting with a clear snapshot of current commitments, then translating them into a day plan with fewer moving parts. This typically includes identifying fixed obligations first, then allocating flexible blocks for tasks that require focus, errands, and recovery time. The strategies emphasize making the plan visible and easy to update, so it does not become another abandoned system. You can expect guidance on choosing a simple planning format, narrowing the number of daily priorities, and preparing for common disruptions like forgotten appointments or underestimated task duration. A useful angle is treating planning as a short daily ritual rather than a one-time event, which can reduce the shame spiral that happens when a plan breaks. In practice, this kind of structure supports consistency while leaving room for the reality of ADHD variability. Secondly, turning overwhelming to-do lists into clear priorities and next actions. The toolkit centers on converting vague intentions into specific actions, because overwhelm often comes from unclear task definitions and too many competing priorities. Adults with ADHD may know what they should do, but struggle to decide where to begin, leading to avoidance or reactive busywork. The book's step-by-step exercises likely guide readers through sorting tasks by urgency and importance, then selecting a small set of high-impact outcomes for the day or week. It also emphasizes breaking tasks down to the first doable step, such as drafting an email subject line instead of writing the entire email, or opening a document and creating a heading before attempting the full report. This approach reduces the activation energy required to start. Another important aspect is learning to differentiate between planning and doing, so that organizing tasks does not become a procrastination substitute. By linking priorities to concrete next actions, the reader gains a clearer path forward, less decision fatigue, and a stronger sense of progress. Over time, this method can reduce the mental clutter that makes even simple responsibilities feel impossibly heavy. Thirdly, staying focused with supportive environments and attention cues. Focus is treated as something you can design for, not something you can force on command. The book's toolkit framing suggests strategies that adjust the environment, reduce distractions, and create cues that pull attention back when it drifts. Many adults with ADHD benefit from simplifying the workspace, limiting open tabs, and using physical signals that indicate work mode. Exercises in this area often involve identifying personal distraction patterns, then implementing targeted changes such as timed focus sessions, structured breaks, or a single capture place for intrusive thoughts. Another likely component is using external scaffolding, reminders, alarms, visual timers, or checklists that keep tasks from evaporating when attention shifts. The strategies also tend to include methods for starting, because beginning a task is often harder than continuing it. Creating an easy on-ramp, like a 2-minute setup routine, can make focus more accessible. Importantly, the book's promise to help even when you feel scattered suggests a compassionate, restart-friendly approach, where losing focus is expected and the plan includes simple steps to re-engage without self-criticism. Fourthly, managing time blindness and improving estimation and pacing. Time blindness, the tendency to misjudge how long things take and how quickly time passes, is a common productivity barrier for adults with ADHD. The book's exercises likely target 3 connected skills: estimating duration, tracking actual time, and pacing tasks across the day. Readers can expect strategies such as comparing predicted versus real task length, building personal time benchmarks, and using timers to anchor awareness. Another key idea is creating buffers, because days fall apart when every task is scheduled back-to-back with no transition time. The toolkit approach may also encourage choosing fewer commitments, then assigning time blocks that are intentionally larger than the optimistic estimate. This is not about rigidity, it is about preventing the cascade where one delayed task derails everything else. Managing pacing can include deciding when to do demanding work based on energy patterns and placing lower-effort tasks in natural low-focus windows. By strengthening time awareness and building protective slack into the schedule, readers can reduce lateness, missed deadlines, and the feeling of constantly racing a clock they cannot see. Lastly, creating routines that stick through motivation dips and bad days. A toolkit for adults has to work not only on productive days, but also when motivation collapses, stress rises, or executive function is low. This topic focuses on building routines that are flexible, forgiving, and easy to restart. The exercises likely encourage readers to define a minimum viable routine, a small set of actions that keep life functional, such as reviewing the day plan, choosing one priority, and doing a brief reset of the environment. Instead of aiming for perfect consistency, the book supports consistency through design, using prompts, habit stacking, and reducing friction. It may also address the emotional side of follow-through, including perfectionism, shame after missed goals, and the tendency to abandon a system after a setback. Strategies that normalize iteration help readers keep adapting rather than quitting. Another important element is tracking wins, because visible progress fuels motivation and helps counter the feeling that nothing ever changes. Over time, sustainable routines can lower daily stress, protect personal time, and make it easier to handle responsibilities without relying on last-minute adrenaline. In conclusion, this book is best suited for adults with ADHD, suspected ADHD, or ADHD-like struggles with follow-through, as well as partners or coaches who want concrete tools rather than theory. It will particularly help readers who feel scattered, overwhelmed by to-do lists, or frustrated by systems that work for a week and then collapse. The primary benefit is practical, structured exercises that turn productivity advice into repeatable steps for planning, prioritizing, focusing, and recovering when a day goes off track. By reducing decision fatigue and building external supports, the strategies can improve work performance, household management, and stress levels while protecting energy for relationships and health. Compared to many productivity books that assume steady motivation and linear routines, this toolkit approach is designed around ADHD realities like time blindness, distraction, and inconsistent activation. The step-by-step emphasis makes it easier to implement without needing a major life overhaul, and the exercises can be revisited whenever circumstances change. If you want a hands-on guide that treats time management as a skill set you can build, not a personality trait you lack, this book is a worthwhile purchase. If you would like to support Sophia Brooks, you can buy the book through the Amazon link I've provided in the podcast description. After reading the book, please let me know what you think and share your thoughts. See you around.